Today we're gonna get right into it. My building served me papers. It's like one of those things where, okay, well, this situation is now in God's hands. So remember yesterday, we talked about not going off of your current circumstances. And today, God was like, remember how you told everybody that? You're gonna show them how you're putting that in practice today. I feel crazy. Yo, it's your girl Janine St. G. Welcome back to my world where we're documenting the process of going from zero to hero to live a life of maximum fulfillment. Today we're gonna get right into it. My building served me papers. So remember yesterday we talked about not going off of what you're seeing right now, right? Like not going off of your current circumstances. And today God was like, remember how you told everybody that? You're gonna show them how you're putting that in practice today. So yeah, I wasn't even trying to, today I was actually planning to talk to you about something completely different. I wanted to start talking about purpose and finding it because I do want to do the Find Your Purpose challenge. But I kind of want to, kind of get you excited about it, I guess. But then all of that was foiled when I got this. Lord, we are waiting for a miracle. I was like, I don't even know what to say to them. I had no idea what I was going to tell you today. So this is, it's always off the top, but this is really off the top because like I said, I had a topic before. I didn't have like notes or anything, but I had a topic before. And yeah, that's been foiled. Okay. Where am I at with it right now? I'm doing my best to just continue the plan, like just act like everything is normal because everything is normal. But when I say act like everything is normal, just like going about my day as if this never happened. You know what I'm saying? And whew, I feel like my mind is like all over the place. So I'm trying to just woosah. Wow, this is a real brain fart. Give me a second. Okay, yeah, so I remember what I wanted to say, and it basically was that, I had a whole plan for today, an idea of what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about purpose, start getting into it more, and relate it to life of maximum fulfillment, because that's kind of where we were, right? And I realized, like, yeah, I could have done that, but this is the whole point of, well, one of the main points of this YouTube is to kind of show you my process in everything that we've been talking about, life of maximum fulfillment, pursuing purpose, walking in my purpose, all of that, right? And maybe this isn't the best like advertisement for it. Like, yeah, walking in your purpose and then like crazy things happen. But I think this is a point that I had wanted to make a while ago that I feel like I never really got to, which is why I wanted to talk about purpose today. And a big part of, yeah, walking in your purpose and pursuing a life of maximum fulfillment is that you really are gonna be forced to grow in faith and like rely on, like I was saying yesterday, the unseen, and really it's like one of those things where, okay, well, this situation is now in God's hands. Because as far as I'm concerned, I'm doing everything God told me to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm avoiding things. When I say avoiding things, I mean like, okay, for example, the part of how I even got to this building was that I was doing high ticket fitness coaching, right? So I was making racks, but it was still the early stage. So you probably wonder, okay, if you was making racks, how come you didn't save so that you could be in this situation? It was still the early stage. I needed at least like 2-3 years to be like good. And I had only had probably like a year maybe. I don't even know, 2021. Yeah, so like a year. And I wasn't even doing it the way that you should do it. I found a shortcut because I was so, like, I knew my heart wasn't in it. So I found a shortcut to like getting clients as opposed to building out the funnel and all of that. I just didn't want to like start that process and get committed to it and then really fall behind from doing what God told me to do. So yeah, I think it's funny because you're forced to grow in faith, but then the process also provides you with like real tangible results for you to actually have this increase in faith. And what I mean by that is, okay, cool. Right now I have these papers and I'm like, well, I gotta believe for a miracle, right? Because that's it. Either God's gonna come to me in a dream, with which that often happens to me with like, okay, do this, do that. Or I'm gonna be talking to somebody like that lady that we met the other day, walking with my dad. Or, you know, my senses are definitely going to be they're gonna be heightened right now. So, you know, a lot of the things that I noticed even today before I got these papers, like for example, I woke up at 4:44. First of all, I had no business being up that early. I don't know why I was up that early, but that's what I'm saying. Like, people are like, oh my gosh, what are the numbers saying? It's just the synchronicity of it, right? The synchronization of it. I hadn't planned to wake up at 4:44. I didn't have an alarm set or anything. And like I said, I shouldn't have been up at that time. I went to sleep at like, I don't know, midnight probably. And I wanted to sleep later, but for whatever reason, God had me awake to look at my phone and see 4:44, right? And then other things too. There's been other like interesting synchronicities, but the reason why synchronicities are great are because it's like something that you can hold on to, right? Synchronicities actually, they're kind of like the embodiment of that which we just can't conceptualize. So yeah, I also had seen 11:55. Let's actually look up 11:55, and I saw it twice today. Once before the papers came and then once after, and I was like, what are you trying to say? So let's look it up. Again, looking it up is kind of arbitrary, but hey, if it resonates, it's one of those things that like sometimes it resonates. If it resonates, rock with it. If it doesn't resonate, don't rock with it. Okay, we're looking it up. Typing into Google 11:55 angel number. Does anyone else do this? I'm sure someone else got to do this. Okay, this is the one that I usually read from. It's the Joanne Sacred Scribes. So let's see what 11:55 says. This is can you see that? Let's see. I gotta get myself out of focus so you can see. Okay, now I'm back. Okay, so it says angel number 11:55 tells you to stick with your convictions. Ooh, you see what I was saying about like what resonates? Stick with your convictions and do not allow others to deter or hinder you in any way once you have made your final choice or decision. What was the final choice? What was the decision? We monetized in March, baby. Only you know your true heart's desires and soul calling. I've been known that this was my soul calling or part of it, and I hadn't been doing it, but now I am. Listen to your own intuition and look to new directions and opportunities with an open mind and heart. Actually, I did get like someone sent me an application for some work as like a fitness talent, so I need to actually fill that out. Anyway, let's see. Angel number 11:55 is a message to take charge of your own life. Do things your own way. I'm doing it my own way, which is to be all in on this content creation full-time YouTuber gig, and just being a talent in general, media talent, as opposed to being like, I'm gonna work a 9 to 5 to like fund it. Nah, we going all in. Okay, do things your own way and make positive life changes to benefit yourself and those around you. Although you may fear the unknown, understatement, your angels ask that you trust that these changes will be to your long-term benefit and advantage. Stay positive and optimistic about these impending changes and you will find that all will go smoothly. I don't know what the impending changes are. But anyway, sorry, I don't want to get too sidetracked. Angel number 11:55 suggests that the timing is right to take on a new venture, project, and or direction. A happy outcome and result follows your positive expectations. Angel number 11:55 also just suggests that you deserve some positive changes to take place in your life. Have the courage to be true to yourself and your life passions and purpose. So yeah, you already know what time it is. Basically, confirmation that we are on the right path. So yeah, don't ignore the synchronicities. Make sure that you're looking for, don't be making it up, but like, if it resonates, it's not resonated for no reason. Put it that way. It's so funny, the new venture thing, because I was thinking about how I started these heart-to-hearts, and I always knew that they were going to be a part of my YouTube. I just didn't know when, and then I felt called to do it and I started. So it's interesting that the 11:55 thing mentioned the new venture. So anyway, actually, interestingly enough, I will say that like these videos, which I had no idea how they were gonna do, because again, they're not like typical YouTube videos. They've been getting more views than I expected. And like even like my follower count moved, and I was like, what? So it's working out how it's supposed to work out. Like the vision and the fact that, like I said, I've never really seen what I'm trying to do, what God put on my heart to do. I've never really seen it done in a like, I've seen pieces of it, right? There's obviously creators that I see that are like doing some of what I know I'm put here to do, but it's not like it would never be exactly what I'm gonna do, right? Because we all have our uniqueness, right? So yeah, so it's just been cool to see that, like, oh, this can actually work, because I feel like I'm breaking all the rules of social media, of YouTubing, all of that. But yeah, the only rules that matter are God's rules, so there's that. All right, anyway, right now I have to really rely on something that Jasiri, oh man, I hope that you guys meet Jasiri. You guys actually, I hate saying you guys, because like I'm talking to you. It's only one person watching at a time, even if there's multiple of you. Anyway, Jasiri often says that a lot of times we kind of take for granted negative space. What do I mean by negative space? It's not negative in the sense of like bad or whatever, right? But negative is just kind of like, okay, so I have this pillow here, right? This is a pillow. It feels solid. I can touch it. I can hold it. It's tangible. Maybe we should use tangible, intangible instead of negative. Sorry, I'm looking at myself in the viewfinder. We a little bit all over the place. Forgive me. Anyway, so this, I can see this. I know this is here, right? What I can't see, right, is the fact that my ancestors are probably walking around here with me or something, right? Or their essence or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, these are the type of things that human minds can't really fully grasp or even conceptualize. So we'd be creating things to try to communicate, explain really all that is, right? So anyway, why was I saying all this? Jeez. Communicate with negative space. Wow. Completely lost that point. Anyway, I was talking about being served these papers and being put in a position where it's like, okay, now I have to believe for a miracle, right? And what I was saying is like, that's the beginning of me growing in faith. That growth is solidified when God really comes through with the miracle, right? And like I was saying, it could come in any form. But yeah. So I guess that was the point that I was going to make about purpose today, is that it really is going to require faith. But the reason why it's so worth it and why faith is so important is because it allows you to experience, achieve more than you could ever fathom. Do you know what I'm saying? So for example, okay, we're gonna get real personal. I'm gonna use my boyfriend for an example. So before I met him, I was conceptualizing him. I was thinking about what he was like, how he would interact with me, what he looked like, what kinds of things he did, what type of food he ate. Like, I was thinking about all these different things, right? But there was a lot that I didn't add to that list. Like, I wasn't like, oh, he needs to be a photographer, and he, I don't know, I'm trying to think of other things. I say all this to say that, like, once I actually met him, I realized that, like, dang, God actually gave me more than I had asked for. Like, even down to, like, let's use the things that are a little more surface level, right? Obviously there were like a lot of deeper things, but the surface level things, I remember I was like, I need him to be like between 6'2" and 6'5", but like 6'2" is fine. And God was like, boop, he's gonna be 6'5", and I was like, what? I would have never thought, like, oh my goodness. Anyway, complete aside, but the whole point of that example is that these situations, growing in faith, really allow you to receive and experience things you could never fathom, right? It goes back to what I was saying with, like, trying to define all that is, right? Trying to define the Most High, trying to define quote unquote negative space or intangible. Your human mind cannot fathom it. And so I think a lot of times these type of things are opportunities to, ooh, I hope I wasn't blocking the mic too much. Anyway, I think that these type of things are opportunities to really get to experience that type of divinity in your waking human life. So yeah, I'm sorry. I feel like my energy is so low. But it's just, I don't know. I wasn't gonna not be real with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't gonna like pretend that everything's cool, even though everything is cool. But you know, there's a lot happening. I'm experiencing things at a lot of different levels, right? Like in my base human level, I'm like, oh my God. And then like, if I step outside of that and I'm looking at myself as like a higher version of myself, I'm like, okay, well, this was a very key part of the story, right? And also makes the story more interesting. And then if I look at it as my God self, it's like, girl, this ain't nothing. It's already handled, right? So a lot of different experiences. But what do I want to leave you with today? I think today I want to leave you with a few tips if you're going through tumultuous times or dealing with uncertainty. One, do your best to just act normal. Do everything according to plan as if nothing's going on, right? Because okay, I'm about to get real. Sorry, my back is like, I wanted to come and look nice. I'm still wearing my work shirt. Like, I feel crazy. Anyway, back to what I was saying, because this is important. I was saying that in quantum physics, there's potential for infinite possibilities, right? So what that means is this experience that I'm having right now could also be a completely different experience at the same exact time, because time doesn't even really like exist when you get down to the quantum level of like existence as we know it. So it's not to say, you know, people be like, oh, like, why would I act like this is not happening if it's happening? It's not that you're acting like it's not happening. It's that you're trying to essentially tap in to the potential for a different possibility, right? And that's like, my dad always says, we have the power, right? That's the power that we have. That's like God within us to change a circumstance, change an outcome. It's all about how we act and how we feel, which is why I wanted to talk about purpose, because yeah, purpose will help to keep you feeling good. Like, for example, the fact that I knew that I could come talk to you in this format, filming, I'm gonna get like very lightly edit and then post this to my channel, and then we could like interact, go back and forth, give each other advice and stuff. Like that was exciting, right? I feel like if I didn't have this outlet, if I didn't have you with me, then I probably would have just been in bed in fetal position, like, what am I gonna do? So yeah, just, it's all going according to plan. So keep acting according to plan. Don't, like, you know, if you had plans later in the day, continue with the plans. If you was planning to do some work, finish that work. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't just switch up and start acting crazy just because it seems that things are crazy, you know? Because again, we can't go by what we are seeing right now, especially in this time. Number two, I'm definitely gonna make sure I make some time to meditate and foam roll. Like, just do things for your body, because a lot of times these experiences, remember I was saying that like I'm experiencing this at a few different levels. One part of me is freaking out. The other part is like, ooh, this is an opportunity. The other part is like, you good, like, what you worried about? But that freak out part, right? Like, that anxiety, all that, it can like really get caught up in your body, make you stiff, and that doesn't feel good. So, you know, take care of your body, nourish yourself. Like, before I even got on here, I made myself a poppin' salad. I did not take a picture of it for you. Sorry. Actually, I did take a picture. It's not gonna look that good, but this was it. and just made sure that I was eating high vibe foods. What are high vibe foods? Basically anything healthy, anything from the earth, anything natural. That's high vibe. And do something you really love. Yeah. Or put another way, you could just do whatever it is that you feel to do in the moment. So if you do feel like, okay, I just need to be in fetal position and just feel everything that I'm feeling right now, do it. You know what I'm saying? Whatever's gonna allow you to be able to like find relief and release anything that's putting you in a position where you're questioning or you're doubting the promise, God's promise, the fact that everything is really gonna be okay and everything is working in your favor. All things are working for your good. So something you really enjoy, or do the thing like sometimes Morgan used to ask me, like, what do you want right now in this moment? Like, what would make you feel good right now in this moment? That's a good question to ask when you're in what seems to be tumultuous times. And I keep saying seems to be because, again, we don't want to like negate the other possibilities by taking this one possibility and experience as absolute. You know what I mean? Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, now, it is 6:37. I want to go on a walk. I think I'm gonna go on a walk. You could do that too. Go on a walk, get some movement. I kind of said that, feel good in your body, but yeah, movement too is good because you can kind of move the energy. But yeah, I wanted to, it's so funny because it's just so interesting to me. This is the last point, and then I'm really gonna go. But it's so interesting that I felt called or led to start doing these heart to hearts, right? Because this is going to be one of the bread and butter content forms on my channel, and this happens, right? And it's funny because I've been kind of like not stressing myself out, but kind of being like, oh my gosh, like you're falling behind on your more typical YouTube content, right? Not that there's anything wrong with that. It's just, you know, there's different content. We'll get into that another day. Anyway. So things like, for example, I'm working on a gym vlog right now that I had filmed maybe, now it's like 2 weeks ago. This is the thing, these are the things I'm thinking about. I'm like, oh my God, it's so old, but it's really not that old. Anyway, where I'm gonna be trying out one of the outfits from the Rihanna try-on haul that we did. And I'm gonna be putting it to the test in the gym. And I feel like I've been kind of like, maybe probably putting some pressure on myself. Like, oh, like, you're doing these heart to hearts, which are cool and everything, but like there's other content that like you need to be putting out. And I know that you've asked, not all of you, but some of you have asked specifically like, yo, like I want to see more gym stuff, or I want to see meditation, or I want to see yoga, or you know what I mean? And I know a lot of you are here just off the try-on haul. So I want you to be able to actually see how that works in the gym. So with that being said, I'm gonna go now. You know what I feel like right now? And you only understand this if your parents are Caribbean, or I don't know if African parents did this, but they probably did. Or like you're a child of immigrants. And so like imagine when you were younger, right? I remember being younger and we'd be at like some function or some party, some family get together or something like that. And it would be like winter and your parents would be like, okay, we're leaving. So you put your coat on and you just sitting there like, I thought we were leaving. 10 minutes later, I thought we were leaving. Yeah, we're leaving. They're still talking. You're like, yo, bro, it's hot. Because also, your cousin lives in, you know, one of them buildings where the heat be on and they don't control it and it's mad hot. Anyway, I feel like I keep doing that. But final word is that I love you. We're in this together. God is working on it already. We don't have to worry. And the best thing that we can do is stay as calm as possible, feel the feelings when they come up, but there's no need to fester in them, right? Like take advantage of what you can still do right now, right? Yeah, that's it. I keep feeling like I have one more thing to say, but no, that's it. We're gonna end it right here. Oh wait, I forgot, I always blow you a kiss before we leave. So we acting like everything is normal. We're doing everything as we normally would, right? Anyway, did you catch it? I hope you got it.